So what do you say, Steve? I'll give you a 30-watt light bulb for a light box. Is that what we're gonna do for a deal?
Sure.
Oh shit! Oh, we're live. Damn it. What's going on, YouTube world? Michael, Vincenzo, Steve. I'm Dave. IRP 201 on the road to 400.
Really?
It's the road. I didn't say we're gonna get there. We're on the road.
Well,
While the car is sort of meandering along, just enjoy the ride. That's all you got to do. To some degree. Tonight's topic is not going to be of positivity of like last week with we had Scott on here. Scotty Tradition again making his debut. Thank you again, Scott, for taking time to come on here. And you're already in the Hall of Fame, so I mean you can't have that taken away. Bob Lewis hasn't, so you can.
Hey, Brad was on previously and still made it.
So. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. It's you might get some scoffs and some sneers and folk turning up their nose, which looks like an Air fucking Force hanger there, at you. But that's all right. More vintage for them to stuff in there. So tonight, as we've alluded to many a time, where our mind space is at, not my mind.
Well, yours technically. So
well, again,
wrong.
but not my space, mind space. My mind space, yes. But all of our mind spaces and just how we're feeling about the hobby. What's going on, Steve? Orlando, hopefully. I think you're down towards Miami-ish. So I don't think this is going to overly affect you, that hurricane, like the salt, Morton salt. I know it's Milton, but Milton doesn't sound like a foreboding name. Like what we've done hobby-wise, what we've been able to do, and how our hobby space, it's everyone's. It's everyone's hobby space is still being flooded with morons and imbeciles and people that just have no intelligence when it comes to the actual hobby.
Dave, how dare you talk about me like that? That is unacceptable. Now, like, if you want to talk about Michael in that sense, then that's okay. And I did that on purpose because you were
100%.
Impeccable timing there, sir.
Yeah.
And people, I swear, sometimes have to think that somehow this shit is like thought up, like pre-framed. It's not. For anybody who's been on here knows that this is completely off the cuff. There is no script writing.
Yeah. No. And if we did, it'd be in crayon on a fucking the back of a placemat. So.
Anyways, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Dave. Continue.
It's just where everything's gone. Everything has been through the COVID, through just the influx of people coming into the hobby thinking they know something or catching a tassel of some other entity to like be knowledgeable folks, to think that they have input because maybe they've got some followers, they've got They're part of the whatnot circle jerk, the fanatics finger bang. I mean, it's all the same shit, and all these people. You can see where this stuff is going. Everybody's going to be in that fucking bubble. It's like, what's his name? That stupid idiot that was across from Ryan and Neil at National.
Paul Smith, great curator.
That fucker, and like we got to keep everybody in the bubble. Keep the hobby bubble like tight.
Ironclad circle.
Yeah. And it's just you do that for so many reasons, and the reasons which we'll actually give are just the reason why a lot of us, all four right now, are pretty much fed up with any and every part of the hobby that isn't like our usual just banter back and forth. The constant promoting of, like, again, are they cool cards? Yes. But when you have cards that are non-game used cards going for thousands of dollars and they're autographed, when other cards that are autographed, auto, are going for a fraction of that. It's puzzling, but you have, again, this apropos with the hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. It's like you've got just this tightly wound group that it's like constantly pinballing off a wall and going back in, and people are like, yeah, this card's the greatest. This card, you've seen it with the downtowns. You've seen it with those downtowns for the last couple of years, where those are, oh man, those are the greatest things of all time. The stuff from like 18, 19, that's where your money, if you're going to put any money towards that stuff, because you know it's more limited. It's not in every product all the time. But when you have everybody talking about it, and everybody promoting it, and everybody praising it, guess what? I don't have a tinfoil hat on, but that's when you start to think, well, is there going to be an original thought out there? Or is this, we're going to push this for fanatics? And for us, we're going to hoard specific cards, whatever it may be. Yeah, I mean, is there any Otani rookies out there, Jeff? I mean,
Speaking of Jeff,
Bowman. I mean,
his ears must have been burning.
As long as he's here.
Yes. It just has become where people with actual knowledge in the hobby on a bigger level, which some people don't want, some people do, it just isn't valued. Truth isn't valued.
Well, transparency isn't valued either.
No. I mean, why would it be? If I can direct you guys to break our backyard breaks, and you can direct me over to somebody else, and then they can direct me to somebody else, it's like, instead of saying, hey, so-and-so knows about this, go talk to them. Or using that to grow the hobby in a positive manner. But it's not. It's always going to be, how can I get the most bang for my buck in my wallet, and then how can I generate likes, sub, Patreon, Discord, whatever the case may be. That's where the hobby's at. It's never about just, hey, we've got people that will talk about stuff, but it's not, we don't want money, and nor would anybody be dumb enough to send us any. So It's
that is factual.
it's used car salesman. It's somebody on promoting Encyclopedia Britannica, like this is going to be the know all, end all, be all of information, and somebody says, "Well, I got the internet," and then a few years later, whatever it is, hey, I got Wikipedia, which again isn't you don't take it verbatim, but it's a very nice template. So now you've got a 27 volume book thing sitting on your bookcase that's worth about the price of a 91 top football case. So
Jeff, those who have been around long enough realize it. That's the thing. Your point is 100% valid. It's not just junk wax 2.0, it's even like the junk slab era. When you really put things into perspective. Those who have been in the hobby longer than, when it started in, 2018 or whatever it was, know this. We've seen the writing on the wall. We've experienced it. We've all kind of been talking about it to a certain degree. But at the same time, nobody cares. There are so many people that have come into the space, not just from an influencer perspective, but even from the collector standpoint, that there's so much to consume out there that you don't know left from right. You don't know who to believe. You don't know who to trust. Like Dave was talking about, you've got things that are selling for crazy amounts of money, and you sit there and you scratch your head and you're like, why? The same type of thing from the 2000s that is advertised as game used, I'll use the air quotes, still sells for less. Like that to me, there's something wrong with that. Well, and John, there is no way. There's too many social media outlets. But then again, I digress because, like, for me, I've always stuck towards collector focused channels, anyways. Even Instagram profiles. I do have a few that I follow that do it for the money, but that's just for the simple fact they've got some cool ass freaking cards, and I like to see them. But outside of that, I don't know. It's completely, to me, it's even changed more so since the beginning of COVID. And I know that's hard to believe. But there is no drive, there is no interest. I still window shop just because it gives me something to do. But there's nothing that like really interests me. It's still a bunch of the older stuff, and even then, it's like, yeah, I'll think about that later on. So, well, and that's true too, John. I mean, but on the flip side of that, though, a lot of the information that's out there is not always accurate either. It's spun towards a way to get people hooked on somebody else's thought process or understanding or their monetary sort of grasp that they're trying to spill on others. So I don't know. And if I'm being honest, it makes me like just my own personal disdain for stuff in general. And it's not just even hobby right now. It makes it even difficult for me to want to watch stuff of people that I consider friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I never pictured that would actually come to pass in my current hobby journey, I'll call it. That's just me, though. Anybody else have something to say other than Dave?
They
Yeah,
all
everyone-
suck. How about that?
Really? That's all we're gonna get?
No, we're gonna get what it really soapbox is extending. So first of all, America, Canada, everybody, learn math. Learn math. You know why? It's about rarity. That's the stuff that's going to be worth money if that's the way you're going. If you got 700 copies and all you do is trade with the same people and sell the same people, it's an endless loop, man. It's an endless loop. That's all it's doing. This card goes to 7 different people, and then 6 years from now or 6 months from now, it tanks so hard that you sell it to a collector and then it never gets moved again. It's simple. So your economy is based on widgets that aren't really worth much. Or they keep on selling the same things that do sell, like the Jordan rookie. It's the timeless stuff. Even vintage. What's going to happen? We still have that theory of what's going to happen when nobody cares about Harmon Killebrew or Stan Musial, or what's going to happen? I hope it doesn't happen, but it's like it's such a volatile thing to just think that it's going to last forever, and it's just weird right now. I just I can't put my finger on it. Then you have somebody like Ryan that's in very sustainable because it's just the way everything's hedged. It's perfect. I've tried to find flaws in the model, and it's the guy's doing it right. But then those, like you said, the last episode, there's guys out there that are just they're not turning it. One day you're going to wake up and you're 55. What are you going to have? I know you're going to have all these memories of going to Aruba and wherever else you went, and that's great and dandy, but you got a house, you got health insurance, because when you get old, it sucks. I'm in my 40s, and I'm hurting. And my dad said, wait till you're 70-some, and you're going to be hurting some more. So, see, I want to see somebody in this hobby have some vision of somewhere other than 5 minutes down the road. That's another thing. The other thing, it's about nostalgia. This thing. You see this? You know what that is, people? One of 10,000. You know where this was? This is once in the presence of Jeff Morris.
That's 1,000, by the way.
Yeah.
It's one of 1,000.
10,000? 1,000. So, whatever.
Learn math.
I
Learn
can't.
math.
They're dumbing me down. They're dumbing me down. So, there it is. After all these years, I found a great copy of this thing. But this was in Pacific Heads Up. This was in the Great Earthquake. And it's like unbelievable. I have a story that I'm going to pass down to my daughter. I'm going to say, you know what? said, remember the podcast, here are the episodes, go back and watch. And a gentleman tells a story about this, and it's just something's going to connect my kid to this big friggin' huge story. That was mine. Did I buy this from you? Is that what he's saying?
Or his brainchild.
Did you look at the return address?
Yeah, baby. I know Heads Up was his, but it's like this thing here has so much nostalgia to it for me. I've had it on my desk, and I wait and I sent a text to Jeff when I got it because I was so geeked. And I have the story, it's just great. Then talking about nostalgia, here's where it all started.
Kuzo's Corner.
Cuz's Corner.
There you go.
In Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Then it became TLC, Teddy Louie and Cuz. So, I mean, this is a 219 sticker, non-food. I landed some of these boxes, and I said, I'm going to open some packs and run down. That, to me, is better than opening maybe not better than opening the cup, but it sure is fun for me.
Yeah, sell some kidneys if you want to open the cup.
Yeah, and I'll just buy the singles. Somebody already did the work for me. Work smarter, not harder. Something else you should learn. But that's about it. I've had this diatribe many a time on this show, and I'm kind of even tired of giving the diatribe. Yeah, these are. Look at this. They're starting to stick a little, so I thought I'd open them, and like there's the Ronick insert. He has a whole set in here, and there were so many you had to get by mail. But that's the stuff that does it for me. And I mean, other stuff does it for me. I mean, this does it for me too. So it's out of the cup to 25. But the price did it for me. It wasn't $8 gagillion. It's gorgeous. I'm just looking at it. It's beautiful. But I'm not selling kidneys. I'm not risking my child's future, and I'm not making car payments and stuff like that. But it's a hobby, and I've gone back to other hobbies that have taken a lot away from cards lately. I finished up Christmas, and now I'm dabbling in stuff I used to do before cards, and I'm enjoying it. The most important thing about this hobby is the friends, and then the enjoyment. And it's like, man, do we even enjoy this anymore? Do you enjoy it every day? Is it going to be something that you're going to 10 years from now, 5 years from now, look down and say, hey, I enjoyed the heck out of this?
Maybe that's when I actually get to come back and say I enjoy it.
Yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe when all the dust settles. I remember moving here in 2010 and going to Gibraltar Trade Center. And I'm like looking at cards. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go look at cards. She goes, cards? I said, yeah, I used to collect cards heavy back in the day. And I said, my brothers and I, that was our thing. And I went and I was like, Mike Trout. And I remember seeing his rookie cards for like $20. And I'm like, I like the Angels because I like Tim Salmon. I'm like, maybe that'll be my new Angel. I should come back one time and never went back. And now it's closed. It's actually a dispensary of some sort. But I digress. And I just never got around to it. And then I kept on going to Meyer and seeing cards everywhere, like old school cards, boxes for cheap. And I'm like, man, that'd be fun. And then I was able to get some, when we finally had that disposable income, when you're the father of 3 kids and 3 hounds and a wife, and responsibility, you put that stuff off. And then you come up. Now I couldn't think of the past 5 years without it. Actually, yeah, 2019, 2017. So 7 years I've been back doing this, and I enjoy the hell out of it. And when I don't enjoy it anymore, I'm gonna either burn it all in a Texas fire, or sell it, or put it in a storage unit and say to hell with it. I don't know, but I don't think I'll ever get there. I love it too much. I enjoy it. It's my mind settling time. It's a hobby. It's just a hobby. Everybody, it's just a hobby. It's not about the money or the views or the clicks or the subs or any of that bullshit. It's about friends and hanging out with these guys week in, week out. I get kind of down sometimes if we don't have a show for a week or two. And you got a group chat of 9 guys that just BS constantly, and 90% of the time it ain't about cards. By God, you heard me, young Edward. That's what matters to me. The people we've met, the people we hang out with every week. I don't know. If I see one more thing about these are my pickups for this week, downtown, color blast, downtown, of all quarterbacks. There's other people who play football. I don't know. Shrink me, Dave. I've had my say.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to open my Fleer Ultra and be happy with life. Hey, Rick talking. Ooh, you hear that?
Yeah, Vinny does do it for groupies. He's just falling short.
Listen. Yeah, I fall really short. Listen. No snow either. Pretty good.
What do you think that would grade?
Huh?
What do you think that would grade?
I don't care. All I know is I'm going to make a set of these for me, and then I'm going to make a set for Joe. And that's what I care about. Why? Because him and I have talked about it several times, and, well, that's what I'm going to freaking do and piss on the world. Hey, Jeff said,
Fuck work. I'm going to put cards in my binder.
Yep.
I got me a 200 count case of Ultra Pro.
Yep.
I wish Joe would have liked my chili if he would have ate it. But...
Yeah, well, the joys of him and his chicken.
Rocket.
The chili was good. You just made too fucking much of it.
Well, yes, and then again, just us being fucking here, there, and everywhere. It wasn't like something we could sit there and bring. I mean, we couldn't have Tupperware containers of hot chili. We could have, but walking on the showroom floor, like, hey, what's that card over there? Oh, whoops.
You should have asked them what their chili policy was.
Right?
Nobody would have had one. So maybe next year I make it prior to, and then bring like a couple smaller containers, and then I can bake some cornbread there or something. I did find today. We parked. Naomi wanted to go watch one of her good friends play volleyball. So I really don't want to because I just want to do nothing. Okay, let's go. It's against Mountain Iron, the assholes of our region. So I'm like, hopefully they win. But somebody across the way where we parked had a bunch of shit out in the front, like not the avenue, but between the sidewalk and the street, the little grassy knoll patch. You did not. I think that chili was made on Friday.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
I remember why you didn't have it. I'll keep that to myself. But your shenanigans and reasons leave some things to be desired. But two stock pots were out there. I didn't know the other one was in the they were giving away a big one like the one I brought, and then there's a smaller one inside of that. I didn't even know. I told Naomi, I'm like, go get those. I don't want to. I said, fuck you, go get them. For how much shit you get, you can run across the street, get those, and bring them to me. I ask you very, very little. So she's like, you haven't made your chili in like a year. I'm like, I have made it since then. But again, it's most of it I give to people, give them to Chris, I give a couple to the guys at the store. And, I know one of the checkouts, the old checkout that's been with the Mother Goose, she loves that. And so it's not like you want to eat it every fucking week. I said, no, I eat it, I'm good for a couple months at least, especially wintertime. I'll have chicken noodle soup 10 times, 15 times, 20 times between chili preparation, creation. But
Well, your chili is a lot of work, though, too. That takes a lot of time. Because I want to leave it 2 hours almost.
I leave it longer. I mean, it had to be streamlined
between prep time and simmering and cooking certain stuff. It almost seemed like it was 2 hours of prep.
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, you're sitting there. You got to have almost like a sous chef and then somebody else like watching or like prepping the stuff that the sous chef or I'm going to do. Because I mean, it's just stuff stacked upon stuff. So it didn't help that it was rather warm in the room too. So I mean, you're cooking and it's like I'm burning up. Who's that? Ron Hextall?
Lindros.
Peter Forsberg?
With the fake rookie stamp. It's John Cougar freaking Mellencamp, Dave. I'm trying to find Bruce Springsteen next for you.
Yeah, that was the random trip to Target that we made.
Yeah, that was. We all spent too much there. We're just like, oh, we could use this. Hey, we need this. Hey, there's some stuff. Let's buy some plaster.
A stock pot, a box fan, and some cards.
I think I bought Naomi a couple, I think 10-pound weights. I
think that's where I got my kiddos Lego set too.
Yep.
Most
because it was Grogu.
I was gonna say if you looked at like people's lists they left there on the store and they just like checked off one item. It's like weights, okay, I can get that. Stock, I don't know what we're gonna do, but okay. Legos, well, I guess so.
Like our trip to Walmart. Like the most randomest shit in the world. We bought milk and
sushi.
Yeah, sushi. Whatever. It's ingrained in our memories forever.
Because we made two different stops. Because milk, coffee, creamer.
Yep, the creamer we had to get. I remember that.
Coffee filters.
That part of town I want to go back to. The Walmart one. Because that had all those good restaurants right in the Indian place was right there. There's, I think, another, like a chicken place. I'm watching your team get fucking trucked, Eric. 6-2 right now, and they do not look solid.
Yes, and to celebrate, Vinny's opening 92-93 Ultra Hockey. So like,
Yeah. You're actually getting somebody opening cards.
Well, wait till my next soapbox here in a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
going to
geez.
be an awesome soapbox.
says Vinny.
Says me, DVY.
Show that again. 3 of 3. A Dumba rookie year NT, like Reebok logo.
Yeah, that's a stunner. Oh, look who's gracing us with his presence this evening.
Hello,
Bob.
gentlemen. I had
Did
to
you-
take time.
None are present.
I turned on during the downtown discussion, and I said, I haven't been following anything current market related, whatever. So let me just look up. I have two. I have both Moss, the Patriots and the Vikings one. I'll just say I'm glad I bought them when I did. Holy cow! I didn't realize that was like that. That's pretty cool, but absurd. I don't know why. They're 2020 and 2021 releases. Hold on, I can't see squat.
Marshawn Starr. I didn't pull any of those. Landeskog and Patterson for the base.
Are you opening something too, Dave?
Those ones I got today, I'm like, well, Superstar Showcase. That's what it is for the Marshawn. So that's like that. I know I must have hit like one other insert. Paul sent some stuff eons ago when we opened it. And, yeah, but that's the only. And then this one, that the hockey card day. Let's go. Better
Pretty
pump.
sure that. I'm pretty sure that was intended for Vinny to say.
Oh, Vinny can say it too.
That's C's line. I don't say that.
Oh wow!
I say a lot of other things with expletives. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Let us go.
Let us go forth.
And that's for Eric. Get some pasta.
Let's go.
And then, again, is this all the same cards? Is this all the same like set, or is this? Tell me, Benny. You know more about this.
That's is that National Hockey Day?
Yeah, is this like one set?
Yeah, it's one big set.
Oh, I see. 31 cards, so it's not all guaranteed. Like,
Yeah, Bedard's in there too.
Look up, Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
so then Messier and Nick Suzuki. So
Kurt
Again.
Suzuki. When did
Kurt Suzuki, yes, the old A's and.
I didn't realize he played hockey too.
I think it's him. It looks like him anyway. So, but yeah, just free packs that were sent with that Dumba and a note with a guy's cell phone to see if I ever see a specific card to notify him. I'm sure he saw the Minnesota address and he's like, a shot in the dark. So again, that stuff I don't necessarily like all the time, but if somebody's willing to like, hey, here's a couple extra cards, plus you ever happen to see it, let me know. Obviously, I love doing that. I've done that for many moons and tried either just because or if it's been something out of my price range at the time, like the one for Michael, was it the Lux? The clay silver border or whatever, that auto, and found it on that through Jack on that goofball site. It's like, hey, this dude here, Jack, hey, get a hold of Michael. Here's his cell phone or his email or whatever it was I got at the time. I said, this is the guy. If you're gonna sell, this is the guy to do it to. So, and again, it helped that I had made a deal with him previously for the quad. Immaculate. NFL Shield with like Jason Morrow.
Yep.
I think Taj Boyd. I don't think Gino's on there. Beckham, and then somebody else for the Giants. I don't know if it was a receiver. I don't think it was Sterling Shepard. But it's like it helped that I knew this guy before. So doing that stuff, that's what the hobby needs more of, and more people that don't sit there and, hey, Michael, post on every fucking platform conceivable that I got this. I helped you get this card. Tell people how great I know. Just know that, okay, this guy's gonna watch my back. That's what we need. We need people to watch our backs instead of like put the knife in our back. We need more of that. So, and then we need less people coming in trying to twist our backs. So, it just, the hobby is at a point where if I can find a good deal, hashtag good deals only, I'll pick something up if it's something I've been looking for. Not something, okay, it's a 2023 Prism silver. That's not something I care about. And again, like Michael, which I want to get to you in a moment, one of the key cornerstones of this episode, and the title and the thought process behind it. My guys aren't in anything anymore. Tom Hudson fan is at least getting lucky that Huddy's getting dropped in a few products here and there. I know he was in like the archives. I think one of like the tier 1 or museum collection or something like that. He's got some mem and some autos or some at least fabric in autos. So at least there's something there to go after. And especially with that type of era player, not like where Clay was top of the class for 8, 9 years, 10 years. And then it's like you expect some more autos. You expect some nice stuff to be put out. Panini did a fairly adequate job of putting some stuff out there. Could you put more? Of course, but it's just to the point where if I see something I like, decent price, or if it's like a Josh Johnson, where at some point I'll probably pay over what that super is because the completionist in me is going to be grumbling, but at the same time, the price was just absurd, like the Josh McCown finite. It comes to the point where no matter what you do, where you go, you hear from people, oh, I saw these guys on whatever, TikTok. I saw these guys on Facebook. I saw these guys on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, wherever you see it. And they think these people are like the quote-unquote hobby ambassadors. You know, the knowledgeable party posse coming into the room and like they bring some energy, which is great, but they bring just absurdity. It's like a bunch of college frat boys being dumb on camera, which we need more of that. Like, I need hemorrhoids on the outside of my face. I don't need it. It's just you don't need that. You can have a little hooting and hollering. I'm always up for that, but just outright stupidity is it. I don't know. Some people like that. That's why I got away from. Joey had picked up the card, and he's known the guy forever. And I like what he did at first, but then he got really over the top too. It was like, I know it's a character, but at the same time, when you portray something, that's what you let people see. That's what you let people think that you truly are. And that's what they know. It's Nate from Grand Slam down in, I think it's like Murfreesboro. Again, great what he did too, because one of the guys I've known forever, Joe Elder, the lowest rung will remember him from like Freedom Cardboard. You might already have a certificate of graduation for that. I don't, maybe, allegedly, possibly.
He graduated with honors on that program.
I think he was the valedictorian. So. But Joe showed me that dude was like opening stuff, and he's trying to get like everything going, and he got going within like 4 months. That he was like really making some waves on the old Facebook scene. But then it was just like nut dragging and all this other stuff. That's all he would talk about. I'm like, so you had some guys like youngest kids, again, like the 8 to 14 range. And I'm like, yeah, the kid. Take care, Jeff. Good seeing you. I will email you at some point soon. Get you back on. We need to talk hockey.
Yeah.
Sort of hockey to it. But he's like, the kids were saying like nut dragging at school and getting in trouble. He's like, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want that littered in my hobby. I don't want that to be the norm. And I don't want like what we do for each other and our friends to be like the outlier. Again, we don't have to be like how much we give or what we give, but just to always think of like somebody else and hey, they'd enjoy this card. Like Bob, man, there's a Bob Walk like graded PSA auto, like a PSA DNA. Like a 91 Tops or 91 Fleer, big. That's not a great looking card, but I know Bob would like it. The 91 Fleer is a yellow and black border. Pittsburgh Pirates. So stuff like that. It's the thought behind the gift, not just the monetary value. And that doesn't seem to fly with any of these other guys or the breakers or the influencers or stuff like that. They just don't have the time for that. And that's a big portion of the hobby where you're missing out on the non-monetary connection. And the less you see of that, you just become whatever. I don't really care. I mean, you see it with
Desensitized.
Huh?
You've become desensitized.
Well, yeah, you're always you're degenerate. You're just becoming. What's my next hit? What's my next big pull? What's my next break? It's not, hey, I want to revel in the moment of pulling the specific card. Maybe for me, maybe it's something I've been chasing. Maybe it's something you guys have been chasing. Maybe, hey, it's somebody else I know that's been chasing this or coming across it at a show.
Another hobby hero is fallen. Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah. So with all that, Michael, we've talked about it ad nauseum. Let's say selling out, that was hoping you'd come on and you wouldn't be sleeping again. But
I'm close.
I get we are great ASMR. So
Yeah.
when you have the burps, the farts, and a couple cackles, and
I love
then
it.
you ripping some packs and ripping some ass. I mean, it's like a fall evening. The wind whipping through the trees, branches sort of creaking, cracking, leaves falling.
That's a great channel name, Ripping Packs and Ass.
Dave, copyright that now.
You know,
Nothing says ripping packs and ass like Dave Archer.
that's correct. So when we talked about you've mentioned and we mentioned a ton of times, we've talked a lot about this. It's just when you come to the point, it's not boys to men, but when you come to like the end of the road, it's like what do you do? You sit there and you're like, my guy ain't gonna have anything, and if he does, it's not gonna be the stuff that I particularly like. It's not stuff that you're gonna sit there and say, I can spend X amount of dollars and feel comfortable. I don't want to spend 20, even if it's something that looks nice, because it's not something that's going to be in my wheelhouse of enjoyment. So then what do? You being a Clay Matthews guy, the Clay Matthews guy, the preeminent Clay Matthews collector the last decade or so, what do you do then?
I sell. And that's what I'm going to do. And just to give you an idea of where Clay Matthews is with the current stuff, Clay Matthews had multiple sets that he has autographs in this year in the 2023-2024 products. Every one of them, they slapped his dad's autograph on them because they're morons. Every Panini set that Clay Matthews is in and on the autograph checklist, they took his cards and immaculate. Yeah, he's in the eye black set. Eye black sticker on there, his dad's signature. So, but yeah. And
I mean, that is confusing. They have the same name. I mean,
yeah, it's really difficult to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots. But, we see several cards out there where the stickers are put on upside down. So I guess it's a little too much to ask that they put the proper player signatures on the cards.
They've been putting PS2 autographs on certain seniors cards.
And they like to take the shittiest sticker auto that they have in their inventory and stick it on the 101. They do that quite often. But a little sidebar off of what Vinny was talking about when he first started talking, was talking about the downtowns and the kabooms and what people are spending on these things. And it's just all manufactured rarity. It's not rare at all.
No.
They couldn't just leave well enough alone and make them SP'd, especially with the kabooms. The kabooms were really neat the first year they put them out. And then they're like, you know what? We need to make a vertical and a horizontal version just to keep more of them out there. The downtowns are in like 5 different products now. There's so many different variations
And parallels now.
Yeah, exactly. There's golds, the black Pandoras, the gold vinyls, all that stuff. So they took a really cool, just if there was only one version of it, it would be great. But they can't do that. They just won't allow it. And they don't have to, because people are stupid and they spend the money on it. And that's like, I just had this in the Packers group, that one of the Packers groups that I'm in, where they paid, I think it was right between $300 and $400 for this Rodgers optic downtown. well, it's the Aaron Rodgers from London. It's got all the London stuff in it. I'm like, do you morons not remember what happened in London? We got beat by Tommy DeVito and the Giants. Why the fuck would you want a card representing that?
Yeah.
The people are just dumb. But beside the point. But yeah, to get back to where it was with me, I've collected Clay Matthews for the last 12 years plus. And it just got to the point where anything I ever wanted, I was able to get. And what hasn't popped up in those 12 plus years, I'm just assuming isn't going to surface at any point that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided that I wasn't having fun with it anymore. And I was like, there's other hobbies that I want to put some time into, and there's other cards that I would like to chase. I think there's a lot of baseball cards I really want, and this will be an avenue for making that happen. But yeah, I'm going to sell off the entire Clay Matthews PC except for one card, and it's just because I think it is, well, on my Instagram top 40 countdown, it was my number one card, and it's my favorite Clay Matthews card ever made. And one of the reasons is in the picture used on that card, he's wearing the cleats that he has a set of the cleats that I have game used and autographed over there on the shelf. He's pictured in those. So I just like that little thing. But yeah, Clay's not going to have more cards for me to chase going forward. He gets, he's in the Packers Hall of Fame now. He won't be in the NFL Hall of Fame, so there's nothing down the road to look forward to that'll make a spike in interest in him again, where more cards will get made or anything like that for me to chase. So I just decided that I was going to move everything while people are still interested in buying them. Otherwise, I mean, like you talked about 10 years down the road, do you see yourself still in this hobby? I definitely do not. I don't see myself 10 years from now still collecting. I don't even know if 10 years from now the NFL is even going to be a product worth consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And if I mean, heaven forbid anything legit bad happens with our country, sports are going to go away. It's not going to be a thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and get out now and find joy in other things. I still love cards. And I still love talking about them with you guys and coming on here and doing all this stuff, but it just got tiring and boring. So,
well, you'd even said in the past that early on, like you were doing clay searches 50, 60 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's probably low, to be honest.
Well, I'm sure the number was probably higher. I'm just throwing out a number.
Yeah.
But just to illustrate, your consistency and your dedication to your craft at the time that you were just head first. And, I can even go back in some of our side conversations, whether it be via text or phone call for that matter. Because for those who care, there were times in which Michael and I would talk on the phone for 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it was not always about cards. Was it about cards? Yes, but that wasn't the full extent of a conversation.
Yeah.
And, over as years progressed, and Michael started like just literally crossing off shit left and right for a lot of years, the desire to do the excessive number of searches continued to decrease. And and speaking for myself, when I was hard and heavy, I was probably just as bad, because that, like, when you had a player that was in a lot of products for a lot of years, you didn't want to miss out on those one of ones, number to 2, number to 3, number to 5. Yes, you set the precedent and paid the premium because you were the first person to grab them, but you didn't care because it was already off the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And like, even for me, which I've always said, I still window shop. I still add stuff to my watch list, and it's not always super expensive stuff. It's not really the price that has kind of driven me away. It's other reasons, which at some point I'll inform everybody. I'm just not ready to tell everybody. But like, there's times now that I may go 2 or 3 days before I do a search. And again, it's not with the intent to acquire or to purchase. Some of it's a curiosity thing, especially some of the cards that I've had, stacked away in the collection for a lot of years, just to kind of see what some of them are going for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not to the same point of where Michael is, because like, he's still in like a shit ton of Panini products. He's made it into the unlicensed Topps products, and they're fucking ugly. So like,
Yeah,
that's
they
not
are.
that's not gonna be a thing. They're bad. And I'm only speaking of the image for Terrell. Like, I haven't bothered to go look at other players and everything else. It's just they're horrible. It's just one of those in which I've said this before. Like, I go in spurts anyways. Like, there will be times in which I will be head first, and I'll look for stuff and I'll pick up stuff if the price is right and everything else. And then there's times in which it's strictly window shopping. And normally in those situations is when I shift focus of trying to fill holes, in the words of Bob Lewis, on some of the older sets that, I've wanted to finish. I haven't even done that this go round. Like, the last 2 months, this hobby has had no interest in my world.
Yeah.
Right now, all I'm doing is looking at shit and going, anybody want to buy some shit? And no, I'm not talking about the TD collection. Like that, like I said, I'm not where Michael is when it comes to that. But it's all the other shit. Anybody want to buy some shit?
Yeah, I can look around and see all the other stuff that I enjoy collecting, and I'm way happier with that stuff than I am with cards. The cards sit in cases, either in the closet or, just on the floor in the room. And I bring them out. I bring them out from time to time, but they just sit there. Because I don't display anything with ink, because I don't want the cards to have that disappearing act on them. I don't want the bright blue to turn black and bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like, I've mentioned this before. I audit the TD collection once a year. And a lot of that has to do with integrating stuff that I've picked up over, the year or whatever. Granted, it's pretty easy to integrate one card. Currently, there
Thank you,
there was
Christmas,
stuff
bitches.
there was
Sure.
stuff earlier in the year, but then again, Christmas is right around the corner, so
It
that'll
is.
be another reason to have to integrate again and to audit, which that's the one time in which I actually get some enjoyment, because that's usually when I look at them and it's like, oh shit, I forgot I had that card. Oh shit, you know what? I remember when so and so sent this. Or, I remember when I actually got this. Or I remember the phone conversation that I had with so and so about the story about acquiring this. That's when there's the enjoyment, because that's when, as Vinny puts it, the nostalgia kind of comes back, because I remember some of those things. But that's where the enjoyment comes in. It's not what did I pay for this? What could I sell it for? Now, some of the other shit, again, anybody want to buy some shit?
Yeah, but I have, like, with my eBay searches, I have 4 different unique Clay Matthews searches that are there that I still check every day, multiple times a day. But it's not like the obsession it used to be. And once I sell off this stuff, I'm getting rid of 3 out of the 4. The only one that's going to remain is my Clay Matthews 2012 Black Friday. That search will remain because I'm still looking for the Black Friday cracked ice autograph. I remember when that product came out, and Panini used to do those, Knights Lance articles and everything, give print runs and all that stuff. Well, supposedly that card was out of 3. And the only one I've ever seen was in an article they placed where a guy hit it on Black Friday, and he was holding up a bunch of different Black Friday cards, and one of those was that. And I've just never seen another one. But it's a card I want. Even when I sell everything, I still want that card.
So that's another one that just has kind of resonated and stuck with you all these years.
Yeah. Because, that's when I started collecting clay, was in 2012. So it's fresh. It was one of the first, like, holy crap, I want that card. And here we are this long later, and I've still never even had an opportunity to buy one. And when I say I'm selling everything, I'm talking anything that's like $50 and up. All the stuff that's under that, it's not worth my time to sell it and ship it and all that stuff. I'm keeping that stuff in the box.
Or gifts.
Like all those Black Friday cards. Because I've got the full rainbow of them with the proof cards that didn't have a back.
Yep.
And those were out of 5. I've got all of those, and I've got multiples of some of them. And I've got multiples of the cracked ice and all that stuff. Just because I really loved that 2012 Black Friday product for the clay. But I'll keep that. I will more than likely keep my Topps Chrome Rainbows, minus the supers. Just because I enjoyed building those, and I don't really feel like taking the time to sell them. However, 2013 gold sold for like $82 recently. So I was like, well, I could sell the gold and red of that and make some money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But everything that's in that big green case that I have, that's gonna go. Hopefully I'll get them sold.
Is there any and I think I sort of know the answer. Is there any sort of timeline on your end? Like, I want to get these sold or listed, or
I'm gonna get a bunch of them listed, but there's no rush to sell them. It's not a fire sale. It's just I'm gonna move them, but I'm gonna get the price I want.
Mm-hmm.
And I shouldn't even say not necessarily the price I want, a price I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Just because I know, I mean, a lot of this stuff I've had for so long, I'm in it so well that I can afford not to get, my top asking price and still make good money on it, that type of thing.
But I suspect too, with some of the stuff, even if you want to get that top asking price, and again, this could be just me thinking, it's like, I want, if I'm parting with this card, I don't want to sit there and be like, even if I left $200 on the table, I don't want that, because this isn't like, again, a gold refractor to 50 or just like a sepia at 75 or 99 or whatever. It's like, I want to, if I'm going to sell this, and this is going to be my M&M, it's my one shot, I fucking want to make sure I'm not leaving any nickel unturned in any potential deal. So it's not like, well, I'll give you, like, I'm going to sit there and say, if you have a standing offer of X, that's great. I'm not going to jump in the pool without looking what's in the pool before I'm jumping. That doesn't make sense for me. I'm like, I'm happy with what you sent, but at the same time, I got to do what's for me.
That will definitely be the case, like with my certified mirror blacks. Those aren't being discounted.
No.
Those are gonna, because I know what they're worth. And I mean, between those and the superfractors, I know that this isn't a soft market. I don't have to give them away. And the mirror black 101 shield, I know I have a number in mind that I want on that, and I'm not going to sell it for less. And I really don't think I'm going to have a hard time getting it. The one that is really I'm on the fence about selling is the impeccable 101 patch auto. Just because impeccable is my favorite Panini product, and I just don't know if that's going to be if I'll let that one go.
And you could, like that too. You could, if you start parting with stuff, and again, I don't know what order you're going in, or if you even have an order, if it's just like a fucking one felt swoop and pick and choose, whatever goes.
Yeah.
But even then, if you start hammering out some deals, I don't mean like deals and cut. I mean you're hammering out sales, and you can be like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to let this go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like, I'll hold on to this for the time being. And if stuff still continues to generate interest, and if I'm getting top dollar, then okay, maybe I put a price that, if I get this, it's foolhardy for me not to go and sell it. But otherwise, why even consider any offers? Because why? It's like, it's not a fucking Topps Gold at 2022 or whatever. It's the 101 patch out of impeccable. So
yeah, that would be one of the last cards that I list.
Mm-hmm.
And that may come down to, once I get so much of it sold,
it'll be.
I'm in that mode of exactly.
Just get
I'm in the mode of getting. This feels good. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, let me get rid of everything and not sit there and look and be like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. This fucking, once the train starts going down the tracks, let it go.
But But I mean, I'm still gonna have my Rogers stuff. I'm still gonna have my Favre stuff. I'm gonna have my Ovechkin. I'm gonna have my Hank Aaron, my Griffey. I'm gonna have my baseball stuff. I'm not selling the Kevin Green stuff.
Mhm.
I'm not selling that Lambert. I'm not selling my LT helmet auto. I'm keeping all that stuff. This is strictly
Clay.
the Clay Matthews stuff.
And you're not selling the stuff people gave you as gifts.
Correct. Yes, that
Just
stuff
want to
stays.
let people know that
Exactly.
jag off and sell shit that people give to you unless you ask that person or give the stipulation like I give. Hey, if I give you a card and you can get your collector's cards, like if I bought Michael something and Michael said, well, Vinny, I need to get this Clay Matthews card or a Rogers card or whoever the piss. The guy wants this. Sell it, Michael, because then I'm part of that card, part of that story. See? But we talked about it. It was a preface of my giving. See?
Yep. Yes,
No,
I will have the gifts separated out. Yeah, that stuff's not going anywhere.
see how that works, boys and girls?
I will still have the first Clay Matthews card in my collection once I sell it all because it was a gift. That card will stay. And I will still have a Prism Finite 101 in the collection because it was a gift from Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
It's the can't remember what year, but it's the draft picks. It's the USC one, but that card's not going anywhere. That's still going to be in the box. Yeah.
Sorry, I keep going back to highlight the question since Bob really hasn't said much. So the highlighted question is for you, Bob.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, I did a lot of selling last year. I don't need to be big.
Why not?
Just because, same reason none of us want to be big. I'm not showing anything off, and then anyways,
Not wearing any
there's things that I'll always be holding, but there's stuff that's probably like I would be open to selling that I've currently holding, given like if that's going to be able to infuse my hobby dollars to buy something that I want to keep, you know what I mean? But I mean, there's a few things that are just like off the table, like not even a question. And I take comfort in that, like in some kind of way. Like I never have, I don't need to like worry about that. But like I said, I did a lot of selling last year, stuff that I was sitting on or stuff that was opened up years ago, and then a player sort of emerges and it's like, oh, all right, well, now's the time. Or players that I prospects, Wander Franco, or like I remember selling a card that I got in a break when I've only done like a dozen breaks probably in my whole collecting career. And I hit like a card that wasn't anything at the time, a Cardinals prospect, and then he kind of had a week, literally like where he was called up and was doing things. I'm like, all right, so now's the time to sell that. Nothing like huge dollar amount, but I had a sickness of holding everything because I didn't want to miss out on, or sell too early. You know what I mean? And then you're just sitting on a bunch of crap that is a bunch of failed prospects, you know? But I haven't bought a whole lot right now. I haven't bought a card over probably $20 in 8 months. No, maybe not that much. What is it? We in 7 months. So I like to be specific. But I mean, I heard Michael say like it's not fun for him right now, and he doesn't see seeing hobby trends. He doesn't feel like maybe that's gonna like change. And I haven't paid attention enough on purpose. I think just from hearing people's opinions that I trust. I'm like, well, it doesn't sound like there's too much out there for me to really sink my teeth into or stress about or like form any kind of opinion on. So I'm kind of like the nostalgia is why I'm still around, because there's still a whole bunch of like guys that I collected growing up that still have a lot of cards that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And given certain life situations right now, I'm not really able to like even put a list together. But new, like I want a Paul Skeens rookie when that comes out. But I don't. It's not just like I can go get one. I mean, I could, but I don't. I'm also not just paying like hype prices, but I'm also paying like local Pittsburgh prices too. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the double whammy. So I don't know, like buying, selling, holding. It's kind of like, where's your heart in the hobby right now? I'm not. I don't think I can get to a point where I'll ever say like there won't be some facet of the hobby that interests me, but that interest definitely wavers and ebbs and flows, rises and falls, peaks and valleys, strikes and gutters, all that good stuff. And I don't have cards here, so like to get my enjoyment, I pulled out my Christmas presents from last year and was kind of just going through them, sorting them for the third time, But what I mentioned at the top of the show, like hearing the downtown stuff and not really like having, Steve, you mentioned you'll go and kind of check to see where prices are now. What cards I bought, like I wanted to see what I paid for them, so I looked at my eBay purchases. I paid $1.45 for one and $2 for another, and they've pretty much like 2.5 times the original purchase. Is basically where they're at right now. I'm like, that's bonkers to me, because they're not. It is a manufactured rarity. It's not like it's. I mean, there's still plenty of them out there if I wanted to go get one.
Mm-hmm.
But that the prices are absurd. So then I see that for modern stuff, and then all the more reason for me to go back and buy some miscellaneous Fleer Ultra insert or EX 2000 that I didn't snag, you know what I mean, and buy something that's prettier and shinier and cooler and playing days card that I don't have, that I can slip into my binder, one day. So I feel like I'll always be able to find something that brings me joy in the hobby, because let me remind you, I have a freaking binder that's stuffed to the gills of like cards with people with unibrows and like props in the cards and
Shirtless.
like shirtless collection, like extreme close-ups collections. Like there's things that I'm very simple-minded man. who's very easily amused, and if a card makes me like, do that, then I set it aside, and then I can just look at that and just kind of like, what were they thinking? Like, this is what they decided to like put on their baseball card. The Keith Comstock, like, even though it's a setup photo, but the dude is getting hit in the nuts with baseball in the card. So
It's one of my favorite cards ever.
Yeah, it's just like that exists alone. I mean, it's so hilarious. And then I don't know. So ultimately, I think I've made my point. But yeah, there's a time to buy, there's a time to sell, there's a time to hold, and sometimes all at the same time. But I don't know, man. I guess I have to seek it out a little bit. Where like everything sort of made me happy at one point in the hobby, and now it's different. And so I have to kind of seek that out or remember what brought me joy in the first place and kind of gravitate towards those things. So.
Well stated.
Yeah.
That was my kitchen.
That was your what?
My camera went this way. It drifted, and I'm like, that's my kitchen. Usually that's not the background. And Michael, it's too dark to see the trees. So,
Nice.
But I was trying to remember the pattern. Remember patterns in cards?
Dave's not paying
attention.
Dave's not paying attention.
Let Steve talk first.
Good set. I never had that with you.
Kobe.
Great
That's
photography.
That's Favre's rookie. Yeah. I prefer the 92, and that's a card that's on my list to get. Is a 92 Stadium Club for Jim Mint 10. I want.
Well, I want the set just because it's the uncorrected error. This by far, like, and most of this I haven't shown because I don't know if y'all are going to be able to read that.
89 score football.
One of the best sets ever. Somebody argue.
Really?
Argue with me.
Yeah.
What is there, about a dozen Hall of Famers in it?
Yeah.
Nice card there, Dave. I definitely have a section of animals too. Not like mascots, but just like squirrels and birds and dogs.
Yeah, did they have a Tops one year? Like the squirrel was in there. There's like the rally monkey, or I don't know what it would have been.
Those Super Bowl packs are massive.
The rare spelling error.
Medium.
Schmedium. Oh, nice.
0304 Upper Deck rookie exclusives basketball.
I got a 10 and LeBron in that on one of my PSA winners. Was so happy to get rid of that.
Yeah, so that's LeBron.
McCown's best card.
By far.
Yep.
That thing's so cool. I remember when you got that. I believe I sent you over the link for it.
Probably.
Can I make a prediction that sometime before this show's over, my mom's going to open up the door and yell down and remind me that it's garbage night? Just carry on.
Maybe offer you some meatloaf.
My mom watches Hallmark movies, so that would go right over her head.
So most people don't know anything about this set, but 299 total sets are possible. (2008) Press Pass Legends Bowl Edition.
That's a nasty patch set.
And not cheap.
No.
I know I've lost several for prices where I was thinking, that'll take it. In the $90 range, and I got beat by 2 or 3 bidders. I'm like, okay.
I just realized I was muted. I'm showing freaking sets. Dave's busting out with patches and fucking autographs. Of course you would, Dave.
You know, it's a family show.
Always got to show somebody up. The annual tradition?
Showing people up?
Yes.
No. No. The Topps factory sets. That is your mom who does that for you, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, they're. And I tell her, you don't even have to do that. I don't like getting gifts. I know I don't know if I've said that before, but
Yeah, your pain in the ass did.
Yeah.
I talked with my mom just the other day, and we were talking about Christmas and everything. I was like, let's just not do that anymore. I'm like, we don't need. Let's buy stuff for my niece who's 2 years old, and not worried about buying for all the adults. We're all to the point where, I mean, if I need something or want something, I just buy it. And to be quite honest, I've run out of room in the house. I love that card. That's one of my favorites. That was one of your Facebook groups, wasn't it?
I don't think that one was, but a lot of the Packer stuff. Came from there, and I think that was eBay, because that was at the time I'm like, do I really spend that much on a patch? I said, yes, I do.
Yep.
Michael, have you seen Scotty Traditions? He's got that like 1 of 2 or 2 of 2 like 4-player patch with like Favre, Reggie White.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
from
cool.
What the hell's the name of that set? But it's like the Mount Rushmore die cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blanking on what the name of that set is.
I could see it because Joey talked about that a lot too. He was like,
unfortunately, I used to own one of the ones out of 2, and it had all Reggie's relics in that card are helmet pieces. And the one I owned literally had a chunk in there, and it was a chunk of helmet with a helmet on it that was part of the safety thing. And I ended up selling it years ago now, and that's an oopsie. That's one I wish I had back. And the guy I sold it to still has it. Give me just a second, and I'll remember I gotta go look at my archive on Instagram, and I'll remember the name.
Or something goofy. I think one of the one and done type products.
It was a one and done product.
Pantheon, I don't know.
Pantheon, that's it.
Look at Dave go.
Oracle like even.
Yep, it was Pantheon.
Let's drop those comparisons into neutral.
Pantheon and Infinity and Vertex were 3 one-and-done products that they should have kept around because they were nice.
Now let somebody else take the moniker.
I don't know.
So
Mama
nice.
has to give that one away.
He said it on our show. We own the rights.
Oh, is that how that works?
Sure. What year is that, Dave?
01.
Yeah. Some ripping on the plastic, but still sealed. For the most part, so yeah.
Has that tradition been going that long?
No,
Okay.
I wish.
I just
A lot of that stuff was Facebook groups.
Gotcha.
Stuff. Christ, that thing cost. I think I bought 2 of those within a matter of like a month. Both for like $28.
Yeah.
I know how much they cost right out of the gate, so
At the time of release, they're anywhere between what, 60 and $70, depending on some of the.
yeah.
Number to 100.
Dufex.
StarQuest Gold.
Still got to get this to Stoddy.
Brandon Whedon.
Yep. That was his
Is that
boy.
Was that one out of 10?
15.
15?
Is that the Mojo or whatever?
I think it was actually called Prism.
Yeah, I don't think they had the Mojo yet.
Mm-mm.
Thankfully, nobody had Mojo yet.
Is that a premium stock?
That's a gold.
Oh, it almost looked like a premium stock.
Yeah, it did. The reflection threw it off, picking up the stuff in the background.
I'm glad it wasn't just me.
No, I thought the same thing. I thought it was a premium stock.
Yeah, that's a top 5 on my list.
You don't say.
I've only seen 2 in the last 5 or 6 years, I think.
You don't say.
Doug Collins.
Yep.
I wasn't talking to you, Vinny. Open and sort your cards.
I am sorting my cards. I'm going to take the soapbox back here once Dave quits hogging all the friggin' airtime. Love you, Dave. And I'm just busting your balls.
Vinny, I had a dream about you last night that you were
Ain't
warning
that
it.
how every conversation I ever wanted to start.
This
I mean, it wasn't. The only thing I remember is you were warning us about genetically engineered fish people. That's all I remember. And
remembered the after dark hours.
yeah,
That sounds like something I would do, though.
yeah, I was. You were scared, or like just like warning us to be aware. They're out there, so. I think. Yeah.
Wait till I tell Cease that one. She'll enjoy that. She'll be like, "It'll come true, Dad." No, it won't, Cease. Please don't say. I don't want to spend the rest of my 50s fighting fish people.
They were humans, but they had like human bodies, but fish heads.
The other slow white Bronco, so they say.
Oh, Bob Lewis, that was good.
So wait, I got before Vinny jumps on his soapbox. So there's a kid at work who on September 4th got bit by a dog and had to have 18 stitches. And then 1 month later to the day, October 4th, he got hit by a car. So
Jesus.
it's dangerous to work at the grocery store.
Keep him inside on November 4th.
Dude, to
Bubble
quote
wrap.
one of the
Yo,
great
Tell
ones,
him to stay home.
Yeah.
Bill said, "Don't get out of bed on November the 4th." So your great minds think alike.
Heed to the word of Bill.
That's right.
He stays in bed, ceiling fan falls from ceiling.
Severs a toe somehow.
Yes, pinky toe.
I'll tell you one thing, there's no slab cans in here. These are rough on the back. Nah, they're not too bad. I take that back. I retract my earlier statement to quote Bob Lewis about his smell-o-vision last year on the Christmas episode. 426 views. What? Huh?
Yeah, 326 of them are you.
Yep. Why? Because I enjoy it. It's like my catcher in the rye.
I'm not a strong reader, so I don't really get that. But I know
You
it's a
ever-
book.
If you ever saw the it's a movie with
Are you talking about conspiracy theory?
yes, thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Incredible.
I was gonna say,
I love
the Hound.
Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts.
Thank you. It's Julia Roberts. I couldn't think who she's riding a horse at the end, and he's singing "I Love You, Baby" as he's being taken in by the cops. or the
Yeah,
FBI.
Patrick Stewart plays a good bad guy in that.
Yeah, he does.
You know what else he plays a good bad guy in? Green Room.
Hell yeah, he does. That movie's fucked.
You know what else he plays in that game? Matt
Star
Love.
Trek? Oh.
Was Simon and Garfunkel in there, Dave? I'm gonna be like,
No,
Jesus,
but Millie and
they're all
Vanelli
random
were.
shit.
They were in there.
John Cougar Mellencamp was.
I always
was-
remember the movie Conspiracy Theory. I always remember the scene where they go back to his apartment and he's taking the padlocks off the refrigerator and off his big giant thing of pudding. It's just a scene that always sticks.
Are they snack packs?
No, it's a big metal cylinder with a lock on it that has pudding inside.
Gotcha.
I haven't seen that movie for a while.
Me neither.
It's a haze a little bit.
I don't think I've watched it since Alicia and I have been together, and that's almost 7 years.
Better Half's not a movie gal.
Ah,
So Cece is, but she watches like one a night when she's supposed to be sleeping.
Huh.
So I like gotta go in there and shut her. She'll just go, "Hi."
RVD.
The other day I walked out here to get something to drink. I turned around, she goes, "Hi," scared the living shit out of me. I was like, what are you doing? Then she goes and she tallies it on the board because we have a scare chart. So she's at like 27, Meredith's at 11, and I'm at 4. But when I do it good. Do it well, maybe. Well,
Quality over quantity.
that's right. I want them to almost piss themselves.
A pants soiler.
Yeah.
Are you done showing off cards now, Dave? Can Vinny go on his soapbox?
There's only a couple things to say. Oh, hi. It's me again.
Well, Bob's not back yet, so
So remember patterns in cards. I was trying to remember the pattern for Lemieux. So I was thinking maybe it's Dirk Graham stuck out in my head. And then Peter Alhola for the Kings. But then I saw, as I was going through this, I got to the point where I saw this gentleman, Joe Juneau. And I said, Lemieux's behind that. And there it is. The card. The card that started it all.
And it still looks incredible.
Fucking gorgeous.
It looks like it would be a stadium club.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Episode 201.
Episode 201, second F-bomb. There wasn't a lot of inserts either. I got 2 Lemieux, so I'm happy about that. And I didn't get any award winners. I got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ronix in a set. Hopefully it's one I need. One of them's kind of jacked up from the pack. And then the all-star ones. So they look pretty good. So I'm happy. That was a trip down nostalgic lane. I was going to do it last week, but too much crap was going on. And I wanted to do the set that launched 1,000 Vinnies.
Bob's back.
I'm back.
There you go, Bob. The one that started it all.
Nice.
I got 2 of them. And now I'm sorting. I numbered them from 1 to 99, 100 to 199, then 200 to 250. And that's one of every one for 250. So those are the set, working on that. And then I bought a lot. So, and this was $11.05 US. It was in Canadian dollars, but I forget the total in Canadian. So the first card, standard upper deck. Oh, it gets better. A Score Snipers card.
Nice.
The Pro set. And then there's the Mirror Red out of 96 select.
Wow.
$11.05.
I'd say you did good.
Do you know how hard it was to find that? Remember, I bought the jacked up one.
I remember.
Finally got one, and then I just randomly got one for $11.05. Always look at lots, people, because you find this friggin' thing. Because look at that in all its glory, beauty, wonderfulness. Let's take off the green.
That's how Dave got his PMG green.
Yep. Look at it.
I remember the jacked up copy because you were so excited. Then you noticed it, and you're like, I hope that's just something with the photo they took. And then when I came in, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. So I bought that this week. That to 25 because it was a steal of a price. So trying to work on my stature rainbows. This is out of the cup. 11, 12, number to 25. They had 3 copies. They all had the yellow gold swatch, but I figured for that price that I got this for, pshaw. Then that's the 25 instead of the normal 149, I believe. So that's the gold, or what do they call it?
Rainbow?
No, I forget what they call it.
Potato?
Asparagus.
Turnip. And then that.
Brussels sprout.
Hellman. The Hellman's version.
to 25. So nothing spectacular. Well, actually, a lot spectacular right there. That mirror red was, oh golly, it was good, buddy. Huh?
That was your soapbox?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Oh damn! I was hoping you were gonna go off again.
No, I'm only good as I once was. I got one good one in me.
I was getting all excited.
Nah, because screw these people. I'm not wasting my time nor my energy on it. I'm making a set here. This is what's old school on Granny's table, 1991, 192-ish. I was getting ready to go to high school. I was in junior high. I was living the dream. No, I wasn't.
Reading Word Up magazine, Salt and Pep and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Yep. And that was my favorite rapper, so I know exactly what
around.
you're referring to.
Will Smith, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. It even says it in the fucking thing, the best
No.
there ever will be.
What, 3 of my top 5 or 2 of my top 3 are dead, so 2
5
Pacs
of my
maybe.
top 8 and 12 of my top 23.
Yes, Ty. Vinny finally listened and stopped hate watching.
Yeah, I don't waste my time with these people anymore. I just watch the Christmas episode because it makes me happy. A lot of good people on there, and it just makes me happy. So piss on these people, and I don't care.
So Bob, do we get to air another installment?
He no, he hasn't had too many dingers lately. He's been grumpy because he's got like a hernia or something. But he thinks we should go on MSNBC together and show them that 2 people with varying politics can get along. That was his most recent delusion of grandeur. So, so nothing too exciting. Yeah, it's been all Sean talk lately because getting hit by a car is and I actually my sis she's on Facebook and there's like I guess every town has like whatever town you're from complaints or whatever. And the kid's mom, because he's only 21, kid's mom was on there talking about people driving too fast and her son got hit by a car, and they posted pictures. The dude is mangled up. Like got to get put a screw in his leg. And they got to wait 2.5 weeks or something to X-ray to find out where the rod's gonna go and all this kind of stuff. So naturally, it's like Office Space, the guy who like gets hit by a car. He's never so they're all thinking like in this litigious society that we live in, like, oh, he'll never have to work a day in his life again. Like I wouldn't go that far just yet. I mean, but anyways, we're all hoping
the burns or something, maybe, but
yeah, right. I mean, did the guy like? Do you even know who it was? Like, there's just a lot of details still out there that are unknown.
A lot of variables.
Yeah, so everybody's measuring how nice they've been to Sean, so that they can then determine how much money they'll get from him. It's kind of funny.
Get some store coupons. That's the get from me.
Yeah, right. Free beef.
Yeah. Possibly
Well,
in thick form.
Discounted beef, anyway.
Yeah. Maybe a little gray, but hey, it's Still edible. Hold
Right.
your nose.
1 week from expiring gets a discount.
1 week past expiring.
Sometimes those grow the best. Just saying.
That's right.
As long as it ain't rancid.
Yeah.
Well, we are coming up on 2 hours.
Have you, at your store, have you found or have they gotten any of the blueberry and all that stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's end cap specific, it gets its own little section. They're on the Kelsey cereal is out now. And it's got its own little display.
Okay.
My boss is sick and tired of seeing their mugs, he says.
I think that's an odd combination of their favorites too, if I must add.
Yeah, what is it? Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Reese Puffs, and Lucky Charms
Yeah,
with
that's
some
just
Cheetos mixed
Which-
in.
Which is shocking because of what? They're all, General Mills.
Yes.
It's not like there's one Post, one General Mills, and one Kellogg's. It's
No.
that's come on, man. That's how they're making their money, man. Come on.
I'm aware of this, but it's just like
It's very convenient that all their favorites are from one.
under one
brand.
umbrella. It's just like, No, I saw today we had a display in the aisle, and it used to be whatever. I think it was Fruit Brute was like the fourth behind like Chocula, Frankenberry, Blueberry, and now it's like some Carmela or something. And I looked, I'm like, well, what the hell is this one? So I'm like, I've never heard of it. And it's like a candy apple, caramel apple type deal with marshmallows in it. I'm like,
Well, you got to be inclusive these days, even in the cereal world.
well, it just doesn't even sound good. I'm like,
No.
Oh, shut up, Dave. You bought a case of it.
no. Caramel apple stuff is nothing I am ever excited for. So
There's a new energy drink out called Rat Bastard. Not sure if that's any good. It's got like a pissed off looking rat as its logo, like with his arms folded. I'm surprised
like
we haven't had any customers complain about it.
like Mouser from Mario 2.
Exactly. It looks exactly like that.
Ay.
Yeah, I saw the French toast, cinnamon toast crunch or whatever it was. I think we have that, and yeah, they're just. But we don't have the. I don't think we have the Oops All Berries one.
Really?
I'm like, that was pretty much a staple for well over a decade. You'd see that. So.
Well, yeah, we still have that. But I've never been a big fan of the peanut butter crunch.
No,
I don't like peanut butter in my cereal. I don't know why.
And that's the thing. I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but the cereal when it first came out, I was very excited and then I liked it, and then it's just like, too fakey.
Too many parallels in cereal these days. I stick to my basics. Like Frosted Flakes has like a cinnamon version. I'm like, you don't have to improve upon something that's already good.
Frosted Flakes has less frost to them now. It does not taste the same as it did when I was a kid. It was so much better back then.
Come on, man. It's all about making money. So of course they're going to come up with alternatives.
Yeah.
It's
They had
in everything.
They had the Frosted Flakes with the marshmallows, and I haven't seen those for a while, and that was something I enjoyed.
Thinking of the variations, I think my favorite one was The apple cinnamon Cheerios. Those were always great.
Still give me
Tastes
Honey
like
Nut
some-
Cheerios all days.
What's that?
I
Give
said
me Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh.
Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios is one of the best.
2 bowls. Because you got to, eat the first bowl and add more and then eat the second bowl so you can drink the milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I treat every cereal. I bring the box with me to wherever I'm going to consume it, and I pour it as I go. And I will either do that till all the milk is gone, or I will go get more milk if I want more, so I can eat more cereal.
I think the only cereal I don't eat milk with is like shredded wheat, like frosted shredded wheat.
Never ate it, never will eat it.
It's phenomenal. It's one of my favorites, but I do eat it with milk.
It's always a snack. It's just sitting there. And
Fruit Loops, I think, are the best snack cereal.
yeah, I see. I like the little where you buy like the 10-pack, and you get like 2 Fruit Loops, you get 2 Frosted Flakes, 2 like a Chex or whatever, something else.
Honey Smacks.
Yeah, I like that. Where if it's some of the ones that I'm not a huge fan of, but I get a hankering, I'm like, you know what? I really want to buy a box of Fruit Loops, but I don't want to buy a box of Fruit Loops. Even the multi-meal, like generic ones. I'm like, I want the hotel complimentary breakfast that you have the thing that cranks out the cereal. I just want that much.
The individual boxes.
Yeah, I want a 18-ounce, 24-ounce box of fucking Fruit Loops, but I know I'm not going to eat them all. I know this. Other things, I can't.
The only thing that sucked about Honey Smacks is they freaking got too soft too fast.
Yeah, you had to eat them fast.
The other one too, and people love them or they hate them. I don't think there's any in between. Is like the Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah, Fruity Pebbles. Yeah,
I love them, but you've got to eat it fast.
You have to shovel, and I mean you got to shovel like.
Yep. Speaking of Cocoa Pebbles.
Yep.
And blueberries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like them, but it's got to be something where again I'm like I need to have like just a bowl or two. And I'm good.
When I'm eating Fruity Pebbles, I'll take my spoon and I'll put it in there and I'll pull the cereal over to the side of the bowl and squeeze the milk out of it. Then take the bite. It stays crispy that way.
But yeah, it goes so quick too. I mean, it's not. You have to literally eat the bowl within 2 minutes.
Same with Captain Crunch. I only like Captain Crunch when it's tearing my mouth apart.
Yeah.
And then
that makes some good flavored milk too.
Yes, that's especially the berry crunch one.
See, now that I don't do. I don't do crunch berries.
Okay.
But my wife loves them.
Hey. We could go on forever with this.
Well, yeah, because then you got Golden Grams. That also makes great milk.
Oh,
Yes.
Never ate Golden Grams.
The old person one I like the most, I think, is like the post Raisin Bran Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
With all the fucking innards in there, like the good crunch. I love raisins. I love dates. I love all that crap in there because I feel then I'm getting more nutrition.
That's what the hell you're getting.
I know I'm not, but I like them. And you get like the walnut or the almond slivers and the crunchy clusters and
Yes, doctor. I eat crunch berries. Yeah.
That's a fruit.
Yeah. That's a berry, isn't it? Every day.
I like Special K red berries. That's good.
I do like
See,
that.
With the dehydrated strawberries in there, they're
Yeah.
good.
See, that's the healthy cereal. Like that shouldn't be a thing.
But I don't know if they make it anymore, but there was a cereal called Blueberry Morning that was a very small box, and it was like $5. It was expensive, but super good. But you only got like a bowl and a half out of it.
There's a cereal on our shelf right now that's like a plant-based cereal. It's $12 it's like 11 and change, so probably close to 12 after tax or whatever. And it hasn't sold but one box. So there's two people that do the ordering, and one guy always orders these like things that never sell, which my other boss always calls turds. Derek orders the turds. Like he'll order like the plant-based mayo, like all all that like plant-based ranch dressing. Like no, this is Pittsburgh. This isn't. I don't know. We got some yuppie.
This isn't northern Minnesota.
Hard no.
That stuff sells up here like fucking wild. But it's summertime, there's so much of that trash we can't keep on the shelf. It's just so it goes so
Interesting.
quick. Like I've got for my like in the frozen, I've probably got 4 to 6 doors of that type of stuff. And I mean it goes. It's a lot of it's not plant based. A lot of it's like a gourmet, like Kihi is the company that will send it. But a lot like the Morning Star, which is like plant based sausages and burger type situations.
Either eat meat or don't.
I know. I get them. I don't want to.
I want my plants to taste like meat. Well, then
I
fucking eat
I
the
don't
meat.
want to have some fucking weeds that taste like a burger. I want to have a burger that tastes like a burger.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to tell me, oh, if I eat a burger, I'm going to die 5 years sooner. Like, well, no. If I have 5 burgers a day for the rest of my life, then yes, I might die 5 years sooner because at some point the burger
But
system.
at least I'll miss the bad years.
Yes. It's not like if I'm 93, I'm like, oh man, I'm glad I didn't eat the burgers and I ate fucking Morningstar plant-based beef scented patties or whatever. Oh. I'm gonna want my burgers. But yeah, that stuff just fucking it's ridiculous here that how much of that shit we sell. But again, we're in the prime spot for it, or one of the prime spots where everything has to be fucking fancy. No GMO, no fucking nitrates, no this, no that. I'm like, whatever. Let my shit taste good. I want to fucking eat something good, and the dominoes will fall when they fall. That's all. I can't control any of that, unless I'm hanging out with Sean, and then I know the Reaper's right there. He's just like salivating and
Give me that high fructose corn syrup.
Like I hang out with him, I'm in trouble, but I don't think I'm hanging out with him. So
My mom let me down.
I should have took the under.
Yep.
Well, you still know it needs to be done, Bob. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And if she's still awake, there's still a chance, but it might not happen on camera. Which is okay.
she didn't want to interrupt your cereal eating. She's like, no,
Right.
that's his time. I don't want to.
He's with his friend.
He's chasing cereal.
No, he just brought the boxes. He didn't bring anything else. Wrap us up.
Well, we got through our topic. You can tell we all love the hobby, or at least where the hobby direction is going in the mainstream sense. will still be a part of it, and in some way, shape, form, or fashion. If not incredibly limited until probably, let's say the day we die, but until we lose our cognitive abilities and such that,
Till I start shitting myself.
well, more frequently. So, with that, hopefully, I'll email Jeff, see if he can jump on for even a limited amount of time to talk some hockey. I know Steve has been messaging me nonstop about finding somebody up to his snuff to chat hockey with, and I'm trying. So, for Robert, for Michael, for Vincenzo, for Steve, I'm Dave. This has been the IRP. Thank you again for watching. Remember, collecting cards, wonderful hobby. The friendships you form along the way should be taken with an 8mm camera. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.